Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the BJ and Tuds Show. As always, Tuds, how are you?
Doing good. Excited to talk some sports.
Yeah.
Had a big trade deadline.
Yep.
A lot of fun stuff happened, so we should have a lot to talk about today.
Absolutely. So we'll start off with some basketball, get into some football, and then we'll finish up with baseball. So, this is kind of like the dead season for the NBA. So there's really not much news. So we'll just continue with our top 10 power forwards. And we're going to get into a little segment of 3 breakout players and 3 regression players. So let's start with the top 10 power forwards. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. Power forward was the toughest for me so far.
Yeah, agreed.
It wasn't tough to get. Actually, it was a little tough to get 10, but to order them was very tough for me.
I agree.
First honorable mention, I really wanted to put him in, but I didn't think it made sense. I have Keldon Johnson.
Okay.
I think one of the most underrated players in basketball.
I have
being
him
on the Spurs helps that.
Yeah.
But I thought I was going to put him in, but I couldn't make it happen.
Yep.
Second one is Paolo Banchero.
Okay.
I think he'll be the best rookie for next season.
I agree.
I think he's going to be NBA ready right away, but I could not fit him on either. So those are my 2.
All right. So I had Keldon Johnson, Jabari Smith, Chet. I think they're both going to be really good. Draymond, I had on the list, but I just couldn't put him on there because he's not. I mean, he does so much for the team, but it's not like his numbers don't show it. You know what I mean?
I have him on because if he was on a different team, it'd be a completely different story. I'm not basing on skill with him.
Yeah.
He just means so much to the team he's on.
He does. And I have Jeremy Grant also, who I think is an underrated power forward.
All right.
Let's kick it off. What do you got at number 10?
My number 10 is John Collins.
Okay. All right. I love John Collins. I have Paolo Banchero at 10.
Okay.
Like you said, I think he's going to be the best rookie. So
I have Julius Randle, number 9.
I didn't have Randall on it, but I ended up putting him on it at 9.
Okay. 8, I have Jaren Jackson Jr.
I have John Collins at 8.
Okay.
I have John Collins at 8. I think I have Jaren on my list. He's just a little higher.
All right. I don't hate him being higher. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
7, I have Pascal Siakam.
Okay. I have Siakam a lot higher.
Yeah, he could go higher, but not too much of a strong season last year.
No.
Unfortunately, I think his prime year has already passed, to be honest.
Well, and that's when he wasn't the number 1 player on the team. That's when he had
right, and that's when he had a lot of guys around him to help him out with that.
Yep. I have Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Number 7. And that is because, his nickname is Street Clothes for a reason.
Yeah.
You want to be higher on the list, you got to play more games. That's all. I
have him higher because I'm expecting him to be healthy.
Okay. And that's all part of it.
Yeah. What are we on, 6?
Yep.
My number 6 is Draymond.
Okay. Yeah. So like you and I just had different thought processes on it where I did have him on the list originally. And then I was like, I just don't know. But I do agree. He does a lot for that team.
Like Jaren Jackson's probably a more skilled basketball player than Draymond Green.
That's who I have at 6 is Jaren Jackson.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
5, I have Evan Mobley.
That's who I also have at 5. And I wouldn't be shocked if he creeps into the top 3.
Yep. 4, I have Domantas Sabonis.
I have Siakam at 4.
Okay. 3, I have Zion.
Okay. I have Sabonis at 4. Or Sabonis at 3. And Zion at 2.
I have Anthony Davis at 2.
Okay. And then, this one's pretty obvious. That's Giannis.
Giannis obviously won. Yep.
It's a perennial MVP candidate every year.
Yeah, he stands alone at the top of the power forward list,
when you were making I usually try to, put like 15 names down and then sort them out. This one, it was Giannis, and then I put 15 names down.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
Yep.
So jumping into the next NBA segment, do you want to start with 3 breakout players or 3 regression players?
Yeah, we'll start with breakout.
Okay, go ahead.
So my first breakout we mentioned on this list is going to be Evan Mobley.
Okay.
I know you could call it a breakout season last year, but I think the direction the Cavs are heading, he's going to be the main focal point of that, even with 2 very good guards on his team. I think he's going to be the number 1 on that team, and he's poised for a very big second year.
I agree. I don't have him on the list. I tried to dive a little deeper. But yeah, Evan Mobley, just the like what
trajectory.
Trajectory. Thank you.
Yeah.
Trajectory he's on. I mean, it's hard to say he's going to have a down year in his second year. My first is Anthony Simons for Portland. I think he's a very underrated player. I mean, he had multiple 30-point games and I think multiple 40-point games last year. Like, he can fill up the stat sheet.
Yep.
And I think if you get a healthy Damian Lillard on that team, that's only going to help Simons overall.
Yeah. Even with Lillard out last year, he did a really nice job filling that point guard role. And
absolutely.
And it made it a lot easier for them, even though the rest of their team was dog shit last year around him. Simon shined in that bad lineup for sure.
Absolutely.
So my next 2 are, it's more of a pair because it's the pair of Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga.
Okay.
I think they're going to have a lot of opportunity to step up next year.
Yep.
They lost a couple wings. They lost Gary Payton. They lost Otto Porter. They lost Juan Toscano Anderson.
Yep.
So I think they're going to have a lot more playing time than they had last year. And they look very good down the stretch of last season.
Absolutely.
I think both of them can vastly improve next season.
Absolutely. I almost had Kuminga on this list as well. My next one is Obi Toppin. I think towards the end of the year, he showed you that he can play a lot of minutes and play at a high level. He's not just this athletic guy who's going to just run up and down the floor and try and dunk the basketball. I mean, yes, he can do that, and he's very good at that. But I think he showed you that he's a solid defender, and he's a decent shooter as well.
Yeah, he throughout the year he improved drastically shooting the free ball.
I think you're going to see him take another step, and I don't know if I expect Julius Randle to be on this team or not, but especially if Julius Randle is not, Obi Toppin's going to have a pretty big year.
Yep, for sure.
And then, all right, you already gave your third, right?
Yep.
Here, my next is Cole Anthony for the Magic. I think, you get dealt a pretty shitty hand when you get drafted to the Magic. But I think he's slowly, gradually gotten better each and every year. And I think this is the year that he kind of takes that big jump, and the Magic won't be as bad as they normally are because of Cole Anthony.
Yeah.
I think he's a superior playmaker, and I think that's valuable in today's league.
Yeah. I think the Magic are going to start to make a turn next year.
Yeah.
The young 3 they have being Paolo, Cole Anthony, and Franz Wagner, I think is a pretty good young 3.
Yeah, and they have Jalen Suggs.
And Suggs, yep, who wasn't great last year, but
no, he was not great last year.
He has time to turn it around. Yeah, I think get the right pieces around them. I think they can make something happen in a couple of years.
Exactly. All right, who do you got for your first regression player?
So my first person is actually Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
I think the last 2-3 years are going to be the prime of his career. I think he was blessed with a great paint protector behind him.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert being probably the best paint protector other than Giannis maybe in the league.
Absolutely.
And a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who's not the best wing defender, he definitely gained a lot of help with Rudy there. And if he does stay on the Jazz, the team around him is going to be completely different from what he's had. Yeah. And he's not a guy that I think can take over a team by himself.
Right.
He had Conley to help him out. He had a couple other pieces to help him along the way. And I think we're going to see a decline in his stats next season.
I can agree with that. My first regression player, and I think we kind of already saw this happen a little bit, especially in the playoffs when people are watching more Warriors games, Klay Thompson. He's, he's arguably one of the greatest shooters of all time. But I mean, he's not shooting the ball as well as he once was. And I think, I think that's just coming with all the injuries. He's starting to get a little older. I I wouldn't be shocked if he's not the Warriors' second or even tertiary scorer next year, because I don't think he's going to be the secondary. I think that's going to be Jordan Poole.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be shocked if we see Clay average below 16, 17 points per game next year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's just going to be off shooting efficiency. I just don't think it's going to be there.
Yeah, I could see that. My second guy, we kind of have been watching him decline, but I think he's going to hit rock bottom next year, is Tobias Harris.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason we both left him off our top power forwards list.
I didn't even have to think about him.
Yeah.
The pieces they're putting around Harden and Embiid don't really look like Tobias Harris is going to be in the game plan.
Yep.
Other than him making so much damn money, I think he'd definitely be coming off the bench. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends the season off the bench.
Yep.
Yeah, just really not a lot for him to do for that team next year.
I agree. So my next one, I have nothing against the player. This is just strictly, he's going to have a worse year than he had this year.
Mm-hmm.
DeMar DeRozan.
I was very close to putting him third.
So I think DeMar DeRozan is going to be probably an all-star or a fringe all-star next year.
Mm-hmm.
But he's certainly not going to put up the numbers he had this year.
Yeah.
That was a career year for DeMar DeRozan. I think, a lot of people in the NBA know that.
Yep.
And so, yeah, obviously there's going to be a regression. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
My last guy, he looked horrible in the playoffs last year. I think his career is going to be over soon. Kyle Lowry. Can't really give you anything on defense anymore. His shooting's not what it used to be, not even close.
Nope.
He kind of hindered the Heat offense in the playoffs last year more than helped, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think last year is going to be the last effective years of his career.
That doesn't shock me at all. I mean, it looks like he puts on weight every game I watch.
Yeah.
My next one is another Miami Heat player. Mine, still a young guy, Bam Adebayo.
I thought about him too. Yep.
In the playoff, and I think Bam has these games where you're like, oh, I mean, this guy is a freak of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of you get more games where you're like, where is Bam Adebayo?
100% agree. Yep.
Especially especially in the playoffs, you're like that. He's the most physically imposing guy on the floor, yet he's nowhere to be found. And I think that's just the trajectory he's going to be on. Whereas we were talking Mobley's going up, I think he's going down.
Mm-hmm. I thought about him too. Yeah, I agree that 1 out of 3-4 games you'll see Bam. You'll see the All-Star version of Bam.
Yeah,
and then the other games he's really not even involved. Like
exactly.
You can watch a whole game and be like, did Bam even play? Like
exactly.
He didn't really impact the game nearly the way he used to.
Exactly.
So I could agree with that. Yep.
All right, so that's enough for NBA. I'm sure that'll be kicking off a little bit close once we get closer to the season here. Let's talk some NFL. Just some news to hit. Mekhi Becton out for the season. He had I forget what the name of it is called, but I know the injury is when tendon rips off part of your knee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty serious injury, especially for a guy who's had weight problems like him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
is that a second surgery too?
I'm not sure.
I feel like his rookie year he might have had one, but maybe I'm wrong.
But I just don't see Mekhi Becton being a valuable NFL player anymore. It's I just think, especially with this injury, you're out for, I want to say 7 to 9 months. For a guy with like weight issues like him, I could see him blowing up to 350 pounds and never be able to get back down into shape.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate that an injury had to happen, And he had a pretty injury riddled career. So, Next, Kareem Hunt requested a trade. The Browns told him they were not going to trade him. I was kind of shocked to see Kareem ask for a trade.
Yeah, me as well. Because unless he really thinks he can become a starter somewhere else, which I think there's very few possibilities of that. As a backup, he's given the most offensive chances as a backup in the league.
Absolutely. I mean, they've pretty much carved out a whole role in the offense for him.
And he's already a guy that a lot of teams didn't take a chance on.
Yeah.
Because of past problems. So he's a guy that had past problems that almost didn't get another job in the league. Went to a team that he knew he was going to be the backup, and they still carved out a massive role for. So unless there's some behind the scenes stuff we don't know about, it's a very shocking move.
Exactly. And then another guy asking for a trade, Roquan Smith.
Mm-hmm. That one doesn't surprise me.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me at all. He put out this long, notes app type thing to Chicago and Bears fans, pretty much saying the Bears are trying to take advantage of him, which, I mean, he'd be naive to think they weren't. That's what all these NFL teams do. You're a young guy on, I think, still your rookie deal. Yeah, but
yeah,
it pretty much what I heard, it was they weren't negotiating in good faith, and he just got to the point where he's like, all right, just get rid of me now, because like it's not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so weird for a situation like that when you have so much cap space. He's really the only elite player on your roster.
Yeah, I was
top
just
five linebacker in the whole league.
Yeah,
and you're not gonna dish out money to the one franchise guy you have.
Yeah, makes no sense to me.
Just another Bears move.
Yeah.
Do you think he will get moved?
Do I think he will?
Yeah.
I don't think so, only because the NFL, it's not like the other leagues with trades. You know what I mean? It's weird. The NFL is weird with trades. It's like where baseball and the NBA, it's like those are player-driven leagues. Like the players pretty much determine what goes on, especially the NBA. The NFL is not like that yet. So, especially since the relationship is soured so much, it sounds like I don't think he moves.
Yep.
But so we got 2 games. We got, a fantasy football or football kind of questionnaire quiz for you, or we can do the sleeper draft. Which would you like to do first?
And what was the second one? You froze on me, sorry.
The sleepers draft.
Oh, right. Let's do the quiz first. You have for me.
Okay, let's do the quiz first. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 options, and you give me what you think, okay?
Okay. This is like a hypothetical going into next season?
No, of last season.
Of last season, okay.
Okay. Who finished with more fantasy points last season? Antonio Gibson, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, or Damian Harris?
Okay. Are these all like half PPR points?
Yes, half PPR.
Okay. I'm going to have to go with Dalvin Cook.
It was Damian Harris.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Dalvin Cook only played 13 games last year.
I
think people forget that with his shoulder.
No, I had him. I remembered.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I guess Damian played every game. Yep.
And had 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Who finished with more rushing touchdowns last season?
Okay.
Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, or Leonard Fournette?
I know Derrick Henry missed a lot of time, but I think it's him out of those options.
Final answer?
Yep.
It was Derrick Henry.
Yep.
1 for 2.
Nice.
Who finished with more fantasy points last season? 3 options. Austin Eckler, Cooper Kupp, or Kirk Cousins?
Wow. I'm just gonna bite the bullet if I'm wrong. I'm going Cooper Cup.
Kirk Cousins.
Okay, yeah, quarterback. Probably this much safer answer.
I was shocked when I saw that.
I mean, quarterbacks are a
I
bad week
know.
for quarterbacks, a good week for a receiver.
I know, but I was like, whoa.
But didn't Cooper Cup like break the record for fantasy points for a receiver?
Yes, he was at 440, and Jerry Rice was the second highest with 414.
That's why I had to go for him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yep.
Which wide receiver did not finish with at least 1,400 receiving yards? Did not finish with 1,400.
Yep.
Deebo Samuel, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, or Devontae Adams?
I'm gonna have to go Debo because I think a lot of them had to come on the ground.
Tyreek Hill.
That would be my second option.
Deebo Samuel finished with 1,405.
Okay. Fair.
Which player averaged the most fantasy points per game?
Okay.
So Jonathan Taylor, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, or Cooper Kupp?
I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts. Final answer.
It was Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
With this quiz, it's never gonna be the one you most expect. I'm guessing.
So I didn't want to be like so obvious. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which quarterback threw the more interceptions? Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr, Justin Herbert, or Taylor Heineke?
Stafford.
Yes, led the league.
Yeah.
Well,
He threw a lot of picks.
Tied with Trevor Lawrence.
He threw a lot of picks last year. Yeah.
Yep. Which player had more total touchdowns? Total touchdowns.
Okay.
DK Metcalf, Travis Kelce, Alvin Kamara, or Mike Evans?
Ooh, I think it's between Kelce and Evans. So if I'm wrong, you can tell me now because that's what I'm going to guess between.
It is one of those two.
Okay. You're a big Mike Evans guy. I'm going to go Mike Evans.
It is Mike Evans.
Let's go.
It is Mike Evans. Which NFL defense allowed the most points in the league?
Oh, God.
The Lions, the Texans, the Jets, or the Jaguars?
Lions, Texans, Jets, Jags.
Who led up the most total points? Not points per game, total points.
Yep. I really have no idea. My gut's telling me Jacksonville. So that's what I'm going to go with.
It is the New York Jets.
Okay.
That was the bottom four.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom four.
I could imagine. Yeah.
Yes. Which NFL defense had more sacks?
Oh, God.
49ers, Dolphins, Saints, Bears.
Saints.
The Bears.
Wow. Robert Quinn. God damn it.
Yeah. I was going to do who had the most sacks and like just have you guess who was the most. And then I saw the Bears at fourth. I was like, I was never going to know that.
Robert Quinn was probably 80% of it.
Probably. Last question for you.
Okay.
Which wide receiver had the highest completion percentage when he was targeted? Cooper Kupp, Hunter Renfrow, Keenan Allen, or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I'm pretty sure it's Renfrow. He's the name that came to my head before you even gave me the option. So I'm going to go Renfrow.
It is Renfrow, highest in the league, 80%.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure he only had like one drop too or something like that.
80% for, I mean, that kind of stat is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's elite category.
Yes.
So, I mean, you did pretty good. You did better
I
than
did all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I threw some real wrenches at you. All right, let's jump.
The Kirk Cousins ones pissed me off. I should have known that.
Yeah,
I should have went with the quarterback.
Yeah, that one's simple.
Yeah.
That was meant to trip you up.
Yeah.
Let's do our sleepers draft here. So how it's going to work, you got one quarterback, two running backs, two receivers, a tight end, and a flex, all of the ADP of 80 or higher. Tuds, would you like to kick us off?
Sure. So I just pulled up the Fantasy Pros half PPR ADP.
Yep.
80 or lower, correct?
Yeah, or like 80 plus. So 80
Yep.
to 80.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to kick off my team with, I feel like I need to go running back first.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Ramondre Stevenson with my first pick.
Yeah, he was my one-on-one as well.
I figured, yeah.
I mean, you know how I feel about Ramondre. I think he's going to take over the lead back role in New England.
Yep.
So he also would have been my 101. I'm going to start with a wide receiver here. I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk.
Yep, that would have been my other pick.
I
His
think
ADP continues to shock me.
Yeah, I don't know why he's like in the wide receiver 40 range or something.
He's
like
around high 90s to low 100s in like every ADP, and it really doesn't make much sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense to me either. So I'm going to start with Duke.
I'm going to go receiver. I'm going to take Elijah Moore.
I like that. I think that's a very solid pick there. I had him on my list as well. So I'm gonna go to running back, and I'm gonna go Tony Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
I think over the last few years we've seen Zeke's touches decrease, and Tony Pollard's increase, and I think that trend continues.
Yep. All right.
To you.
My next receiver, I'm gonna go and grab Chris Olave.
He was on my list
at the 116 right now. Yep. I think it's gonna be great value for him this year.
Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. I'm gonna go running back here. I'm gonna go Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, I was gonna do that too.
I think that running back room is very crowded, but I think he's the best of the bunch. He catches the most passes.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to be utilized in a lot of different ways.
Yep. You can go ahead and throw a fan favorite of mine. You can throw Kadarius Toney in the flex for me.
Okay, Kadarius Toney. Not Ladarius. Yeah, Tony's going to be a beast if Daniel Jones can get him the football.
Mm-hmm.
My next wide receiver, I'll go tight end. I'm going to go Cole Kmet.
Okay.
I think he's really only the second option there, and I think he's going to kill it in the middle of the field. I don't know if we're going to be able to get touchdowns, but he'll have some receptions and yards.
Right. I don't really love this pick, but I wouldn't wait usually to draft running backs this late anyway. So I'll go Rashad Penny as my RB2.
Okay, so that's funny you say that because I was just trying to do it out of my head. I put Kenneth Walker down, not Rashad Penny. But Kenneth Walker's ADP was like 79. And I was like, oh, that sucks. My next pick here, I'm going to go quarterback, and I'm going to go Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that was a great pick. All right, so I got tight end quarterback left.
Yep.
Which you already have one of me, so it really doesn't matter which one I take first.
Does not.
I guess you give me Tom Brady for now, quarterback.
Okay. Yeah.
He's at 82 ADP.
Yeah. I thought Trey Lance was still in the 80s, but I think he's higher than that now, which is upsetting.
Yeah.
So my next wide receiver, I'm going to go Russell Gage.
All right.
I don't think Julio's going to be.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a threat. You can give me Pat Freiermuth for my tight end. Going at 115.
I'm not spelling Pat Freiermuth. So I'm going to do Pat Fry. And then lastly, for my flex, I'm gonna take Dameon Pierce.
Okay. Having a great camp so far.
Is he?
Mhm.
That's fantastic news.
Yep. Because I just traded him to you.
Well, I gave you
In our
IU.
dynasty.
Let's not act like it wasn't a fair shake.
I got IU.
You did get IU.
I drafted him because of the potential he had. I just don't love his running style. Like, I didn't love him in college. I don't even know why I drafted him. It's because he's on the Texans, and that doesn't have anyone above him.
Yeah, I mean, it's Rex Burkhead right now. Do you trust Rex Burkhead? I don't.
Yeah. Just for him, just very short, choppy steps. He's going to bulldoze through, like, the tackles.
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right.
I mean, now, we're not really comparing teams here. These are just how many guys is this? 14 guys at a couple different positions that you guys can look at. Guys that Tuds and I like a little bit. So take our advice if you want or don't. I think we're both fairly good at fantasy, right?
Yep, I would say so.
All right. Do you want to get into the baseball game real quick?
Yeah.
All right. It's a little easier than last time.
Thank God.
Okay. Here you go.
Mustache is throwing me off.
This is later in his career.
Okay. The face doesn't look very familiar to me. Is this AJ Ellis?
It is not. No.
Okay.
It is Jeff Kent.
Wow. That's a name.
Jeff Kent.
That's a name. Okay. Oh. It's not Andrew Jones, is it?
It is Andrew Jones, yes.
Okay. I never knew he had that spider tattoo on his elbow.
I didn't either. And that's why I put that one of them.
I do not recognize this guy whatsoever.
I want to say he's in the top 10 all-time home runs list. Top 15, maybe.
For Orioles or MLB?
MLB.
Really?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Ooh, I don't think I'm going to know this.
That is, do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah.
Rafael Palmeiro.
Oh, okay, I know that. I know that name.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a big home run guy.
I'm pretty sure, I'll double check after this. I'm pretty sure he's in the top 15.
Yep, I know who that is. Oh, this is God. It's not Konerko.
No, it is not Konerko.
Ooh, I absolutely know who this is.
You do. He was also a Philly, I believe.
Oh, okay. This is I know who this is. Jim Tomei.
Yep, there you go.
Yep. That's Hanley Ramirez?
It is. I didn't know if that would screw you up a little bit.
He played shortstop for the Marlins.
Yes, he did.
I know this person. It's not Will Myers, is it?
It is Will Myers.
Okay. Ooh.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
From here, from Will Myers to 13, they all won Rookie of the Year in their respective leagues.
Oh, wow. Blue Jays Rookie of the Year. I don't really recognize the face.
Played for like almost every AL East team, I think.
Was he a Yankee?
I'm almost certain he was a Yankee at
Really?
one point.
It's not Lyle Overbay. We know Lyle Overbay on this page.
It's not Lyle Overbay.
I'm not going to get this one.
You want me to tell you?
You give me a position first.
He played third base and outfield.
No, just give it to me.
Eric Hinsky.
Okay. I recognize the name. I would never got that.
He was a Blue Jay, a Red Sox, and a Yankee.
Okay.
So not the Orioles or Rays, but.
Gotcha. Oh, pitcher?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope.
I was thinking like Carlos Martinez or something. Whatever.
Catcher.
Cubs catcher.
Also rookie of the year.
Not really brushed up on my MLB rookie of the years. It's not Pedro Feliz, is it?
No, it is not.
Who is it?
Giovanni Soto.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that name?
Yeah, I've never seen his face before though.
All right, he usually has a catcher's mask on.
Yeah. Ooh. I do recognize his face. He kind of looks like Pedro Martinez. I think that's what I'm thinking.
It is not Pedro, but
I know.
I see what you're looking at.
Yeah, he does like the hair.
I want to say he was on the Texas World Series team.
I know who this is. It's not Irvin Santana, right?
No, this guy, I'm almost certain was a relief pitcher.
Really? I'm gonna know who his name. I don't know if I'm gonna get it.
You want me to give it to you?
Rangers relief pitchers. Yeah, you can give it to me.
Neftali Feliz.
Oh God, no, never mind.
No? Oh, really?
No.
I recognize you.
He looks like Elvis Andrews. That's why I think I recognize him.
He does kind of look like Elvis Andrews, actually.
Pitcher?
Closer.
A's closer. Oh, I definitely know who this is. It's not Dallas Braden.
Nope. Let me double check closer. Hold on.
Who's the other A's pitcher from that time? There's another guy I should know.
He played for the A's for 4 seasons, the Rockies for 4, the Padres, and the Angels, all the way up until 2017.
I have one more guess. I just need to think of this dude's name. I'm pretty sure this dude had a no-hitter.
Nope.
No? Okay, give it to me.
Houston Street.
Oh, Houston. Yep, I know who that is. I did not know he played for the A's.
That's where
if I saw him in a Padres uniform, I might have got him.
Okay. That's where he won his rookie of the year, Tuds.
Oh my God.
This one's hard.
Is he a catcher?
No, he's a pitcher.
Does he name like Yarborough or something like that?
No.
Garcia?
No,
I don't know.
Jeremy Hellickson.
No, I did never heard of him.
You don't remember him?
Never heard of him.
Oh, he was pretty good.
No, I don't remember him at all.
I mean, he looks like a schmuck.
Yeah.
Last two are from the 2010 New York Yankees.
Oh God. Phil Hughes. I've seen that man pitch in person like 12 times.
Okay.
My family had a running joke every time. It wasn't a joke because it happened. Every time we bought Yankees tickets, it was Phil Hughes.
That sucks.
Yeah. Ooh.
This one's a little harder.
Hitter, obviously.
Yes.
Doesn't look familiar to me.
I want to say he was much better elsewhere.
Okay.
I want to say it was Cincinnati, but I could be so far off.
I'll rattle off a couple names. Kelly Johnson.
Nope.
Jason Nix.
Nope.
Can you infield or outfield?
Right field.
Xavier Nady.
No.
That's a
this
name.
This was the only year he played for the Yankees, and he hit 235.
Oh God.
He was awful.
Yeah.
His best year
Martin
was
Prado,
with Cincinnati.
definitely not. Yankees right fielders. Give me his initials.
AK.
AK. Austin.
Yes.
Oh God. Austin Crawford.
No, 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 no. Come on.
Austin K. I completely guess Austin, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just threw out an A name. That's why if I knew an Austin on the Yankees, I'd probably know him. Austin
Okay.
K. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Austin Kearns.
Oh, okay. Kearns. That sounds familiar, actually.
He was good with the Reds,
Okay.
and then his career pretty much derailed after that.
Okay. Yeah, I actually do recognize that name.
Okay. Not bad overall, Tuts. Not bad overall.
All
So
right.
since the last time we we were talking about if Juan Soto moved.
Mhm.
Well, he moved. He's going to San Diego.
Oh.
That team's really good.
Yeah, but then they get swept by the Dodgers in the first series.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, gotta give it some time.
But no, they'll be that's a very scary lineup.
Yeah, you got to face the potential 1 through 4 of that, and 1 through 3 is Tatis, Soto, Machado.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I missing? Who's the fourth that I'm thinking?
Josh Bell, probably 4 now.
Josh Bell. Yeah. Who came
Cronenworth at 5.
Yeah, I mean, the lineup's loaded. The pitching's looked pretty good so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
Musgrove. Does this move the needle for the Padres at all for you come postseason time?
It makes me take them way more serious as a World Series contender.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have had them in a World Series conversation before this trade.
Agreed.
Now you have to seriously consider them with the Dodgers and the Mets.
Yeah.
As the top 3 who can win it.
Agreed.
I think beforehand it was realistically Dodgers, Mets, maybe Braves. But now I think the top 3 is clear and the Padres have a legitimate chance. I think the bigger question is you're paying Tatis and Machado $300 million each already.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 3-year because they have him for 3 postseasons, Juan Soto, this year and then 2 more full years. Is this just going to be a massive trade for a hard 3-year push at a World Series? Or are they going to extend him and pay out $1 billion between 3 players?
Right, and I think that's the big question everybody has now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you got to think they have to try and extend him.
You would think, but
the thing is, do they try to move on from Machado, or you know what I mean? Like, and keep Soto? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Like, say they hold off on, say they don't extend him right away. What if they win the World Series next year and they get the World Series out of the trade? Do you then let them go to free agency and not give $1 billion to only 3 players and try to keep a good team around Tatis?
Probably.
That probably would be the wiser move.
Yeah, probably.
And then he goes to free agency and it's mayhem.
Yeah.
Which personally I would love to see.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. The Cardinals,
mm-hmm.
They're up 2 on the Brewers now. I think they're 9-1 in their last 10.
Yeah.
Kick the shit out of the Yankees.
Yeah.
The Phillies are 9-1 in their last 10 too. A big push for the wild card spot here. I don't think they're catching the Mets, but
yeah.
I mean, right now the wild card is what? The Braves, Phillies, and
Padres right now.
Padres, yeah.
Padres are only a game up on the wild card. Obviously things should change now with Soto. And getting Tatis back.
Yeah.
But that's a very tight race. It's a 4-team race. The Giants are 5.5 out. I don't see them competing.
I don't either.
But we both have the Cardinals winning that division. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, easily. I just don't think the Brewers can keep up with them anymore.
Let's talk about the Montgomery trade because we've not talked about that yet.
Oh, weird.
Kind of out of left field. I'm really convinced that Cashman had a backup plan that fell through.
So pretty much what I've heard is they had verbal commitment from the Marlins that we were going to get Pablo Lopez.
Yep.
And so we shipped off Montgomery thinking we were getting Lopez, and the GM of the Marlins backed out at 5:59 is what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard rumors of that, and I completely believe that to be the case.
It just seems like that is the only logical reason why you would just ship Montgomery for Harrison Bader, who I
Yep.
like. I like Bader. He's an elite outfielder.
I think I'd be a lot more upset if I wasn't such a Harrison Bader fan.
Yeah.
Just elite in the outfield, elite speed. Can be a good platoon with Aaron Hicks in the playoffs. You have Hicks only bat against righties and play center, and you have Bader bat against lefties.
Do we have to have Aaron Hicks play?
Yeah. Like, no, but I don't think Bader's going to be an everyday guy.
Can he be? Because I don't want to watch Aaron Hicks anymore.
I mean, Hicks from the left side has some promise. Hicks from the right side this year, has not looked great at all.
Buddy, when you go 0 for 32 in a 32 at bat stretch,
yeah,
it's just bad.
Bader's also not the best hitter either, though.
No, he's not. So I'll ease off Aaron Hicks, but
I wouldn't mind Hicks in the 9-hole against lefties. Or against righties. I like Hicks lefty swing. I don't think it's gone.
Okay. All right. Hey.
But even when Hicks does start against righties, Bader will come in the 7th inning for defense anyway.
Yes.
So I think we'll see a lot of that. And also Matt Carpenter.
Yeah, I was just before we talk Yankees, but yes, okay. Matt Carpenter broken foot from a foul ball.
Yes.
Which sucks. Horrible. Sucks.
I heard at the very best he'll be back for playoffs.
Let's hope for the very best then.
Yep.
Before we get into the Yankees and what they're doing, Chris Sale broke his wrist in a bicycle.
Yep.
Hit something going down a hill.
Season was it the same hand that he just hurt? Do you know?
I don't know, but
it'd be really funny if it was the other hand.
Honestly, I'm starting to feel bad for the guy because he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Gets Tommy John.
Biking accident is the last thing he needed right now.
Oh yeah. Did you hear what Heimblum said? He said,
say it again.
You can't make this stuff up. Just a bad run of luck for us and him.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can't make that shit up.
Yep.
Jeez. It gets Tommy John, comes back. I think, what was his second start against the Yankees?
Second start. Yep.
It's hitting his hand, dislocates his pinky or something like that, then falls off a bike. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, Yankees. Matt Carpenter, broken foot. Ship Montgomery to get Bader. Could have had another deal, not sure. They're 1-6 since the break or since the deadline, or 1-5. One of those.
I know they're 1-5 in their last 6.
Okay, so 1-5 in our last 6 since the Gallo trade.
2-8 in their last 10.
Yeah, we've been playing horrible baseball.
Yeah,
I think we're 21-23 on our last 44 games.
Yeah, so usually I'd be really furious. Yankees losses impact my life more than they should.
Okay.
But this season's just different for me. Rizzo and Stanton both haven't been playing. That's our 3-4 hitter every night.
Yes.
They've both been out. I'm not worried about the hitting. I am worried about the pitching a little bit.
Yeah.
Pitching worries me a lot.
Yeah.
But I think our offense is clicking right now, even without Rizzo and Stanton. Benintendi had a great 2 last games. I think our offense is going to keep us in those games that we give up 6-7 runs pitching every time.
Well, it kept us in a game that we gave up 12.
Right. Yep.
So, I mean, Aaron Judge is still on fire.
Even the stretch he didn't have a home run, he's spraying the ball all over the field.
Yeah, he's still on fire. I do agree with you that missing Rizzo and Stanton is bigger than, it looks, because you can kind of pitch around Judge in a way, like you're not intentionally walking him every time,
right.
But you're not giving him anything to really hit.
Yep, he's not protected right now.
Because, I mean, you're going to work around him to get to a Glaber, who they have in the 4-hole.
Yeah.
Something like that. You know what I mean? So those guys missing is a lot, but it is the pitching for me. The bullpen, Clay Holmes was not good this past week.
Yep.
Who am I
They
thinking?
they put Clay Holmes in the ninth last night, up 9-3, and he gave up another run.
Yeah, it's like he just doesn't look good, and I know he's been tremendous all year. You look at the season long stats, he's been awesome. But we're getting to that point of the season where you want to start playing a little bit of your best baseball.
Yep.
So I'm just hoping this isn't the Yankee team that was the best team in baseball from April to beginning of August. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I don't think we're going to get back to that level of what we were playing.
No.
Because it just wasn't.
It's unsustainable.
It wasn't sustainable at all. I think when we get Rizzo and Stan back, Severino's going to come back.
Yep.
I think we're still a very top competitor.
Yeah.
To definitely be in the World Series. I don't feel too confident about winning it, but I
agree.
I think we'll be in it this year.
Well, and we're bitching about the Yankees right now, but we have what? We're tied for the second best record in baseball or third best record in baseball.
I think we're in second right now. Yeah.
Okay, and the Mets have the same record as us. And Mets fans are riding high, and we're like, well, what the fuck are we doing?
Yep.
But that's all a momentum thing. So record really doesn't tell the true story of how a team's playing.
I also saw another stat 2 days ago that made me feel better. The last 7 World Series winners had the exact same stretch of losses that we've had.
Okay.
At least once a season. And I don't think we're going to go on the stretch again this season. The way we've been losing. So
I mean, it can't get much worse.
No, not with the talent we have. So I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking as hard as a lot of Yankee fans are.
And I think the whole panic thing is, we were just red hot for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like if you literally switch how the Yankees and how the Mets have won their games this year, they've won the same amount and lost the same amount. It'd be completely different. People would be very excited going in to September and October here. So I don't think it's any reason to hit the panic button.
Yep.
But any other baseball points out of you?
No, I think we touched everything I want to talk about.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next couple weeks here, and I want to see the Yankees turn around. Pretty good win last night against the Mariners.
Yep. Donaldson had 4 hits.
He's been looking a lot better.
That'd be massive for the Yankees. If we can get, obviously not prime Donaldson, because he's never going to get that again. But if we can get a consistent, good hitting Donaldson in the 5-6 hole when we're all healthy, that's going to be big for the lineup. Absolutely
agree. And he's looked much better than the beginning of the year. But so I'm excited for the way things are going. I think the bats are fine. It's the pitching I am worried about, but we'll see.
Yep.
Also, can we call up Clark Schmidt and Ron Marinaccio?
Yeah, the Marinaccio thing's tough because we don't have many other players with options in the bullpen.
Can we fire Litke into the sun?
But about Clark Schmidt, they sent him down to let him start more games because he's been in the relief role all year.
Well, can he start some games up here instead of Domingo Germán?
No, they're easing him into it down there, so he can come start later for us later in the year.
How long do we have to ease Clark Schmidt into pitching in the majors?
It's not easy pitching an inning every year and then being asked to go pitch 7 innings.
I agree.
Germán's been I think he's pitched 4 games in the majors so far this year. 2 good, 2 bad. When his curveball hangs, like when he's off, that curveball hangs, and you can just hammer it. So when that curveball is on, he's very effective.
I mean, Germán was very good. However long ago when was the last time he pitched? Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
This year, yeah, and he was pretty good. And then he got into the whole off the field shit, but. Yeah, I guess I'm not so much upset about Germán. I just want to see Clark Schmidt play. I want to see Gaza be called up because IKF's. I mean, he's fine.
I think at this point, Marwin Gonzalez is just wasting a roster spot. We play him maybe once a week.
Yeah.
And the only reason he's on the roster is because he's the only backup shortstop we have. So I would really like to see Peraza come up and take Marwin's spot on the roster.
Yeah. But, we're the Yankees. We never call these guys up.
Yeah.
So just getting our hopes up for nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Anyways, thank you for joining us on the BJ and Touch show. We'll see you next time.